In Roman times, many of the cities along the Rhine River in Germany were the homes of flourishing glass industries. Cologne, for example, was one of the great glass-making centers of the Roman Empire. The glassmakers along the Rhine made a great variety of different kinds of glass, some very costly, some much more affordable and for everyday use. One of the most curious products of that Roman-German glass industry is illustrated here. Inside a regular jug is somehow encased a miniature jug. And it's rather like looking at a ship in a bottle. It raises the question in your mind, how did they do it? Well, the Romans could do it. And in the 19th century, glassmakers in a factory just outside Cologne also figured out how to do it. You can see both the Roman and the 19th century objects in the exhibition. More recently, William Goodenrath, in the studio of the Corning Museum of Glass, also figured out how to do it. And in the video, you're going to see him show you step by step exactly how he accomplished this feat.
First, the inner bottle is made. A gather of glass on the end of a blowpipe is inflated and pulled at its end and manipulated to create the vessel body. A constriction is made near the blowpipe to enable its separation later. The bottom of the vessel is flattened, and a punty or handle is attached at the base. The vessel is broken free of the blowpipe. After reheating, the upper portion of the vessel is formed by constricting it and pulling outward with the tool known as the jacks. The excess glass is then trimmed off. Decorative threads are added, and after another reheating, the opening is given its final shape. A bit of glass freshly gathered from the furnace is flattened and then attached, and this will be the handle. The upper portion of the handle is manipulated with the pincers to create a decorative effect. The inner bottle is then placed into an annealing oven where it's kept hot. It's kept at a temperature of about 950 degrees. Next, the outer bottle is made. The outer bottle is made in a similar way to that used for the inner bottle, except much more glass is gathered on the end of the blowpipe. At its base, a Roman foot is created by pressing firmly and squeezing the glass with the jacks. A pontle is attached, and the vessel body broken free of its blowpipe. After reheating, the hole is opened to a diameter large enough to allow the insertion of the inner bottle. The inner bottle is taken from its heating oven, a little bit of glass is added to the bottom, and then it's carefully placed inside the outer bottle. After reheating, wood jacks are used to constrict the upper portion of the outer bottle. Metal jacks are used to pull upward and create the long neck we see. Excess glass is trimmed free. Just like the inner bottle, decorative threads are added. After reheating, the upper portion of the vessel is given its final shape. A mass of glass just gathered from the furnace is flattened and manipulated to create the handle. excess glass is cast off and the handle manipulated with pincers to create a decorative effect similar to that on the inner bottle. Finally, after a brief reheating, the handle is given its final shape. When the handle has cooled enough to hold its shape, the vessel is broken free of its pottle.